mind taking me here?
I would much prefer that to the alternative.
For the record, Ryan Gosling definitely loses any physical altercation with Dave Bautista. Yeah, it's not even close.
Every leap of civilization was built off the back of slaves. Replicants are the future, but I can only make so many.
Well, turns out sci-fi royalty doesn't necessarily make box office gold. Taking the #1 spot this week, but falling well below box office expectations, is Blade Runner 2049, bringing in an estimated $31.5 million in its debut weekend. While most analysts expected Blade Runner 2049 to make anywhere between $45 and $50 million in its opening weekend, the movie is actually performing well below that. And that's despite it being a sequel to a cult classic, having multi-generational movie stars, and earning good reviews from critics.
I liked the sensory experience of this film.
I was wowed, I was dazzled, I was never bored.
I think this is a great sci-fi movie.
Turns out you can't trade in those fresh tomatoes for cash. As for why this highly anticipated sequel didn't bring in the dollars many expected, there are a lot of theories, from the marketing being too vague to the nearly 3-hour runtime.
Is this testing whether I'm a replicant or a lesbian, Mr. Deckard?
Just answer the questions, please.
But one thing that's important to remember is the original film didn't do that great either. In 1982, the original Blade Runner was largely considered an expensive box office flop. And unfortunately, with the $150 million price tag, Blade Runner 2049 may be subject to a similar fate. And with that, on to #2.
So what took you to Idaho?
Medical conference. Are you a journalist?
Mm-hmm.
That would explain the questions.
Taking the #2 spot this week and proving once and for all no one should travel anywhere with Kate Winslet is The Mountain Between Us, bringing in an estimated $10 million. The romantic drama / survival story never really got the critical reception or audience buzz it was looking for, despite strong performances from its 2 stars. That said, this wasn't a particularly expensive film to make, and breaking even shouldn't be a problem. And falling from the top spot, but not out of the top 3, is It, bringing in an estimated $9.6 million. As for next week, it's like Groundhog Day, but with murder.
You scared me.